Hello and welcome to today's video as we're covering Worlds 2024 play-ins for day 4. So, who went home and last chance Swiss, well, not even Swiss, last chance round to get into Swiss stage. By the way, recaps for this days of games. So tomorrow will be on Monday. Have to work tomorrow, so it is what it is. I'm going to have content based around the 3 champions that people decided on my Discord. We're going to be the ones to define Worlds 2024. You can still vote on that if you'd like to. Right now it's Skarner, Yone, and Syndra, I believe. So that's kind of the deal there. But we have 2 series that took place today, 1-1 in predictions. I had Vikings beating Pain. I thought Katie was going to be a difference maker, and he was in the negative sense, the smolder being a bit off, to say the very least. However, the top set of the Rift was just too much for Vikings to overcome. Guri, playing carry-oriented champions, led the team in damage, especially because he played Brand and Shyvana. But, what was it? Nanui in top lane. Forgot how they pronounce it. And Nanau? I don't know. Nanui is what I'm going to go with. He really struggled into Weiser. I mean, Weiser had on average a 1,200 gold lead, 32 CS, and 1,080 XP. I mean, he gapped the shit out of him. And Kuroka went to top lane and ensured that they got ahead. He played facilitator to give Weiser a lead, and Weiser carried, going 13-1 and 27% of damage. That's not to say Chon didn't play team fights very well. He went 8-2 and 16. Now, alongside him, you see laning stats as well. On average, ahead 140 gold, down 6 CS, and 315 XP. Maybe that's supposed to be 3 CS and 315 XP, but regardless, essentially even with Shogun in the laning phase. And that's a great thing for Chon. Game 1, we saw the bot lane. And the reason why I'm going to go into bot lane for a second is because the Discord has once again misled me. The notion that Shogun was the issue with this series is like, you can see why Western teams struggle in this game when you see sometimes what, the community thinks. But regardless, Shogun in BA, about even with Chon and Curry through these 2 games. I mean, game 1, Shogun had a little bit of a lead. BA a little behind, so it was averaged out to like a 200 gold lead for them. And then in game 2, they were behind. At 10 minutes, there was a team fight on the bot side of the Rift, I believe after Drake. And, Chon gets a kill, and he's ahead, and they go from there. Game 1, clearly determined on the top side of the Rift. And then in a mid-game team fight, Weiser was able to take over on the Rumble in a substantial way. It kind of just went from there. I mean, it was a very close game until it simply wasn't anymore. Vikings actually were in a good position, just couldn't win the team fight. And that's going to happen. Pain, nothing to take away from them. The top side of the Rift won. They played strong. The Nico pick was a nice change, something we remember from just a few months ago being a quite interesting pick, and Vikings simply weren't prepared. They didn't know how to play against it, or at least remember, hey, let's watch the passive here. There's a possibility. He's right in front of us as a minion, right? And that didn't help things. And then he goes and plays Bard in game 2 and was a big difference maker. This series to me was more important for Curry's, I don't want to say reputation because I don't determine his reputation. It speaks for itself. But at least my opinion of him, this series meant more than the PSG one. I thought that he played very, very well today. Payne altogether played very well. Jinkito in mid lane outplayed Katie. That solo kill in game 1 was important in that late game team fight around the Drake. That really, it kind of solidified that team fight, and Payne were able to run from there. So, we're going to have Brazil or Latin America in Swiss stage, and that's great. That's great. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but that's a very good thing, regardless of how many people are subscribed to my channel from Brazil. It's important. 100 Thieves and Softbank Hawks Gaming. I thought this would be a 2-0 that River would decide. Actually, River got solo killed in game one in this one, and Quid really was the difference maker alongside Tomo in a 2-0 victory. Quid, 12 to 14, 27% of damage. Tomo, 11 to 16. Marble, 4, 4, and 4, 29% of damage in the loss. Dasher, I mean, he didn't lead. Like, we going into this event, right? We said Dasher leads the team in damage, gold, and KP. Simply wasn't leading in the damage department in this tournament, in my opinion. Just not the guy that he was expected to be going into this one, and it is what it is. I mean, normally the Japanese team does not get out of play-ins at Worlds, so this is kind of par for the course. Evie and top lane into Sniper, you'd think that would go a little bit more Evie's way, but it didn't, even in an Aurora matchup. Sniper playing very well on the Renekton. River did, like I said, get solo killed by Forest. Forest on a Wukong and River on a Brand. But River was able to turn the corner as the game went along, and as they got into the mid-game, was much more impactful than Forest. Bot side of the Rift, like I said, Tomo played a clean game. I mean, Marble only died 4 times and still led the team in damage, which is nice, but excuse me. Like, game 1 was close. Game 2 was a blowout. Excuse me. And that's kind of the interesting deal with this series. Like, game 1 was close, and then there was a Baron, and 100 Thieves, like, took that Baron, and they had, like, a 7,000 gold lead off of it or something. And, I mean, shit, that's how you win a game, right? That's a very effective power play. During spring, did I do it during summer? I might have started it during summer. I was tracking power plays and seeing how teams did with their Barons and things like that. And, I mean, there weren't many 7,000 power plays, and 100 Thieves had one. That was a very efficient and game-changing opportunity that they took advantage of. So 100 Thieves win. It's very nice to see that they were able to recover after what was an upset loss to Rainbow 7. And hell, Rainbow 7, the way they've been playing since, who knows? But at the same time, it is kind of an upset. And, you know, they were able to recover. It's clear as day. Now, preview for tomorrow, Rainbow 7, Pain Gaming. So the top side of the Rift is interesting because Weiser's playing some fabulous League of Legends, and he's about to go into Summit, who's a great laner. I don't anticipate a 1,200 gold lead on average. We'll see if they, it's one of those matchups that you're going to hype up, and then it's going to be Kesante and Renekton. It's going to be boring as hell. Jungle, I mean, this is what the Brazilian fans wanted, right? Adi into Kuroka, right? They wanted to be able to say Kuroka's better than Adi. Now we have a chance to see it. Mid lane, Jinkido into Kine. It'll be interesting. Bot lane duo, though, Pain definitely has the edge. There's no doubt about that. Curry is playing very well. Chon also, and CEO Lions are definitely the weakest part of Rainbow 7. So that bot lane duo is a big deal. And the hype for this leading into next year for America's 2025 is huge. It is huge for Rainbow 7 to be able to beat 100 Thieves leading into America's 2025. Now we have Brazil against Latin America, and they're going to be, Isurus is going to be the team that goes to the South automatically. I think that's the rumor. And then who knows what's going to happen with the 8th slot with Tier 2. Like, our Brazilian team's going to show up and try and actually have a 7 of the 8 slots, or will it be 2 Latin American teams? I don't know yet. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, Latin America, this is going to be a nice test for them as well. Because Brazil is ranked higher than Latin America going into it. What, the LOL Esports Power Rankings they started doing? So that's a thing. They've never played, by the way, Rainbow 7 in Pain Gaming. Technically only one matchup since 2017 in play-ins between Brazil and Latin America, and it was a win by Red Cannons over Infinity in 2021. Cheeton, I believe, was the AD carry in that one as well. 100 Thieves PSG. Neither team has played each other before. They both were at Worlds 2021 in separate groups, so never crossed paths. Because River's the only one on 100 Thieves with Worlds experience, we look at River, and he has played into Junjia. He played him last year at MSI, Golden Guardians versus PSG, and Golden Guardians would sweep 3-0. River would go 6-7-32 with 17% of damage in the win. Junjia, 7-11-9, 15% of damage in the loss. However, we look at this diffy here. Junjia relatively gapped River. 450 on average is whatever, but game 2, I mean, he was up like 1,700 gold or something like, and then game 3 was ahead over 500 gold if I recall. On average, 7 CS and 329 XP. I mean, you would think you'd think the matchup would be closer, especially with, I guess, how I feel about River. This series is going to be a tight one. Going into this, going into this whole tournament, I said PSG were the team that I thought had the easiest trip to the Swiss stage, that they were going to be almost guaranteed in. And I had PSG and 100 Thieves as two teams that would get into Swiss stage. I'm guaranteed 3 of 4 now because I had Mad Lions and I had GAM. But it's just a matter of which one of these two are going to be the third team. Will 100 Thieves keep it so that only Europe, as I guess a major region, didn't get out of play-ins, right? So that'd be a thing. I mean, MSI FlyQuest didn't get out, but we're talking about Worlds here. And we look at all internationals. The LCS has done it once, and the LEC's done it twice. So that's a thing. But this matchup, that's what's riding on it. This is a big thing for 100 Thieves to be able to beat the Hawks in convincing fashion, especially in Game 2. Give Quid some confidence, give Sniper some confidence. And Quid can be a massive difference maker with how poorly Maples played this tournament. Junji has played like absolute hot trash. I don't get what happened to him. Ozzy in top lane could take advantage of Sniper, though. He could. Summit did, and I could see Ozzy doing it as well. So that's a thing that 100 Thieves do have to anticipate. Like I said, jungle, I think, is a relative wash. I think Junjia is probably slightly better, but the way he's playing, he's not better. Mid lane, Quid should be better than Maple, but it could go either way. Bot lane duo, I would like to think Betty and Woody are superior, but I mean, I don't know. I think they are better, PSG's bot lane, but I mean, PSG have played terrible. So who knows what's going to happen. I am very happy to say that this play-ins was very competitive. It was, surprising. It was, people expected, you look at some people's comments, they expect like world-class macro decisions and world-class team fighting and shit like that, and it's just a joke. This is play-ins. And if we had if the teams were playing at their best, the clear 4 favorites would get out, and there'd be no point in doing this. But there are teams that are playing well, and there are sloppy teams at this point in the tournament. It is what it is, and it's been an exciting, exciting and surprising. And surprises and upsets are what makes a tournament, memorable. That's why 2022 Worlds is so memorable, because of DRX's run. I don't believe there's going to be a DRX coming from play-ins to win Worlds this year, because, well, I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. However, just how about that? Got Rainbow 7 or Pain Gaming going to Swiss stage. I think that's exciting. That's exciting. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.